Greetings and best wishes. I'm so grateful to have this opportunity to speak to the grade 7 students who will be leaving primary school at the end of this year. In 2010, you set out and began this great journey of going through primary school. It's called primary because it's the foundational phase of education, and this has prepared you to face the challenges that are to come as you enter into secondary school and begin senior school next year. You have been very privileged, I think, to have been in a Catholic school. I must be honest, I am so proud of our Catholic schools. Despite the many difficulties that they have, lack of resources being one of them, nonetheless, they continue to strive to give the best quality education they can to all of their students, as well as to open up other opportunities for them. But the great difference between a Catholic school and private schools or public schools that are not faith-based is precisely that the very foundation of Catholic education is our belief in God, and it is our belief that each and every person is made in the image of God. And I would like you to remember that always, that you are a child of God. God made you because He wanted you to live. In your school, you have experienced Holy Mass, you have experienced faith-based education, you've experienced various liturgies and faith assemblies, and for many of you, as you enter into secondary school, you will not experience these again in the school system. But I certainly hope that you are not going to forget what you have learned, that you will never forget that you are created by God and that God has a purpose for you in your life, that God has a plan for you. I hope that you will never forget the importance of prayer, of being able to pray in the morning, to pray in the evening, to pray before you eat, and to give thanks after you have eaten. That you will always remember that in life you are never alone. God is always with you, but we need only to be able to recognize His presence and to open our hearts to His presence. As you enter into secondary school now, you will experience many challenges, and perhaps there will be a temptation even to slip away from the faith experience that you have had in primary school. But just remember what St. Augustine has said to us, that we search for God and that we only find our peace when we find God. What is the motivation for a Catholic school? The motivation is always the commandment that Jesus has given to us, the commandment to love God with all our hearts, with all our souls, with all our might, and to love our neighbor as ourselves. It is that which motivates a Catholic school. We want to bring that love of Christ into the lives of people. We want them to know that they are loved and that they are called to love. And that is a message that I hope you will remember too as you enter into senior school, that you are loved and you are called to love with the same love that Christ has shown to us, a selfless love, a love that turns outwards to the needs of our neighbors. We turn away from selfishness, from greed, from self-centeredness, in order to live that life of love and that life of joy which comes to us from our faith. And that love means we encompass everybody in it, not only the people we like, but even those people we find a little bit difficult to get on with, people we don't particularly like, because we can learn from them and they can help us to see ourselves in a different way as well. You know, not everyone can do great big acts of love. Mother Teresa, who is now canonized and is Saint Teresa of Calcutta, said once that not everybody can do great things, but everybody can do small things with love. And that is what you are called to do as well. To do small deeds of goodness, of charity, small deeds of kindness to other people, but to do them with a great deal of love. I promise you that I will continue to hold you in my prayers. I will be thinking of you as you begin in your new school next year. I will pray for you, and I will pray that the Lord will give you courage, that He will give you strength, and that He will keep you always faithful to Him. God bless you. God bless your parents and your families. God bless your teachers, and many blessings as well upon your school.